Va bene, direi che noi possiamo cominciare.
Secondo me sì.
So I do believe we can start. There are already 108 people listening to us, and a little bit worried about that. Too many people listening. Yeah, I hope not to say stupid things. So, reason of the meeting is to have an overview concerning the new Mosaic M1S COM. There is nothing very different or very strange about M1S COM, but because of the special characteristic of the components and the innovative characteristic, it makes sense to have an overview, and also with the help of Giuseppe that is here to help me. We will also try to have a hand-on on the module and try to make it working, or at least understand and learn how to start it and work. So if I see there are more and more people joining, so I will go slow, but waiting for some more. But I start showing a simple overlook of Mosaic, just to have everybody on the same level, and having everybody knowing what we are speaking about. Allora, adesso vi dovrei fare così e così e così. Okay. So now I think you can see the start of our presentation. It is a short presentation about Mosaic, just to start, and then again, just to have everybody on the same line. Dove faccio? Non va giù, maledetto. Giù, ok. This is a short presentation about Mosaic.
Qualcuno ha fatto domande e risposte, vai un attimo.
Some question?
Perché non lo vedo?
Non lo vedi?
No, mi hanno messo come spettatore, scusami.
Very bad quality.
No, quando sono partiti, no, adesso dice che...
Maybe the voice is better now. I hope so. Yeah. Figurati dove è il topo. Qui. So I hope everybody of us know what is Mosaic. Mosaic stands for Modular Safety Integrated Controller, and it is a hub, as you can read on the presentation, that is the safety hub able to manage all safety functions for a machinery or plant. That means you can connect all different kind of safety and not safety sensor to it, and it will manage and take care about all the safety function of a machinery or even a small plant. It is modular, Mosaic modular, and expandable. It means that starting from a basic unit, you can, that we call master unit, you can add more and more input and output and different kind of expansion up to what is needed for the machinery. That's why modular, because you choose exactly what you want, not need to have everything, but only the function you need. And expandable, because again, you choose exactly what you want, only the number of input or the number of output you need. Allow cost reduction and minimal wiring, yes, minimal wiring, because you wire everything to this single unit, not need to have many safety relay. Then needs to be again wired together to get the function you want, but you can program it on it. Logic configured by a graphic interface. I don't want to comment every single step, but it is important to know that there is a graphic interface, a software that help us to program it. We will have a look on it, trying to program M1S COM. And the last point, and this is special for M1S COM stay for communication or something like that, remote connection available. Remote connection means that having the M1S COM network input, it is possible to project in the web, in the internet, and then you can access on it from every location inside a company or even outside from the company. That means from your office you could access to it also if placed in a remote country, and proceed in every steps you need to do with it. So which kind of safety sensor you can connect? Again, everything, light curtains, photo cells, laser scanner, emergency stop, everything can be connected to it. Even in the later version, analog input or encoders. So really every kind of safety device can be connected and managed by it. Esempi. Here is one example of a small, very small machinery that can be managed with Mosaic, let's say standalone, only the main unit, the example on the right. And in the left, there is one example of a large machinery that is nearly a plant, where you have the main unit plus 10 expansion that are all forming system machinery. So in that case, the modularity is used a lot, and instead of having only one unit, you have many input-output units to be managed. This is the M1, but this is common for everybody. The safety level is the maximum you can get for machinery. So SIL 3, SIL claim 3, performance level E, category 4. We have also one compliance to elevator standard, EN 81-20 and EN 81-50, that allow it to be used in elevators. But also, you can see that it is CE certified because the notified body TÜV South certified it. It is UL certified for Canada and the United States, and it also has the S mark, that means the Samsung mark for Korean market. So really, more or less, all the possible safety mark, and also realized with the best partner like TÜV South is. So this is the example of the modular and the expandability, because M1 master unit can be used as a standalone. This is important, that that unit already has 8 input, 2 pairs of output, status output, external device monitoring output. So a lot of input output are ready as a standalone unit, but then you can expand it with many input and many output, and non-safety output, the gray one you can see in the pictures, and the bus interface. Dove è sto topo? And the bus interface here that allow the connection to a PLC through a field bus, or other kind of input output. There are many. We do not stay here to show all of them, but you know that you can add up to 14 modules to every one of our basic unit. There are 3 different kind of basic unit. The first one we issued long ago, M1. Tra l'altro noi dovremmo correggere, scrivere sempre Mosaic M1. M1 master unit. This one is the simple one, the older one, let's say. 8 digital input, 2 safety output, 2 pairs of safety output, 2 status output, so no non-safety output, 2 external device monitoring restart input, and 4 test output. This is what the main unit, the M1 main unit can do alone without expanding it. Then there is a super M1S super master unit. This one has mainly much more microprocessor capability. So not only has some hardware difference, for example, the two pair safety output becomes 4 independent safety outputs that can be placed in pairs or not. And also the 4 status output and external device monitor can be programmed to be input or EDM depending on the needs. But also it allows much more number of logical blocks internally, many more, double of them. Then the next step, the last step until now, is the M1S COM. That is mainly one M1S super, yeah, plus COM communication. So the field bus interface embedded. You can see two RJ45 plug, where you can connect the Ethernet connection and run all the function from it. That's not exactly the same function you can do with the M1 or M1S plus a bus interface. It seems to be, but M1S COM is much more. Because M1S or M1 plus a bus interface mainly allow to exchange with the PLC diagnostic and status of the input, status of the output, and receive a couple of bytes of information from the PLC. That's it. Is a lot already, a lot requested from the market, but with M1S COM we stepped out from this limit, adding much more possibility. Mainly what? So with M1S and M1 you can do many things through the USB, and this is the same thing you can do with the M1S COM also. So what you can do through the USB, you can program the device, you can monitor, so you can check what is happening in the real machinery. You can do simulation, but okay, you don't need even the unit to do simulation. So everything you can do directly on the module is by the USB. Now with the M1S COM you can do all these features through the Ethernet. So not only locally, something it is possible to do with the USB, but also remotely. So once you connect and project M1S COM in the web, you can perform all things. That means programming and the diagnostic from remote. This is a big advantage for machinery manufacturers that simplify a lot the work of technicians that have to do the maintenance of machinery that are then exported far away, needing diagnostic. So no more needs of having a technician going in location wherever in the world to check the status of the machinery, but the technician can do it from home, from the office, simply logging in and entering the module, doing the diagnostic, doing the monitor, and even changing the programming if necessary and if needed. That's a big step, at least from my point of view. Vediamo un po' se il topo torna, eccolo qua. So here a short comparison in between M1, M1S, and M1S COM. You see that common is the number of expansion, 14, common, common is the number of input, 128, but different is the number of field bus input. So information coming from the PLC, 8-bit for M1, 32 for M1 and M1S. Different is the number of safety output, 16 for M1, 32 for M1, M1S. Different is the status output, 32 against 48. You see the number of MSD operators are going up from 64 to 128. That means that the program you can build with M1S or M1S COM can be much more complicated. And also number of timer, muting, safety guard lock, everything is improved. But what is important is that for M1S COM, there are the Ethernet protocol available, so you can connect it using Ethernet IP, EtherCAT, Profinet, and Modbus TCP directly on the module. And from the module, you can choose which one of the EtherCAT protocol you want to use. Of course, because the possibility to access a safety module from remote also open security, not only safety issue. The communication is encrypted and keep all the safety and we keep all the safety on and all the password system we used in the past. Se di nuovo zuppato. Ok, vuoi cominciare tu? So now that we start a little bit in the more technical issue, I will leave Giuseppe go on, showing us how to assess on M1S COM and how to program or set the M1S COM in order to make possible to access from the network.
Ok,
Te lo giro. Oppure gira tu, va. Di qui ci sono 1000 cavi.
Sì.
Così c'è anche il microfono vicino.
Okay, so hello to everybody. And now we will see some practical example of how to work with the M1S. As you can see from these shots, you can use the M1S COM with any PLC that communicates with that protocol. So we have Ethernet IP, EtherCAT, Profinet, and Modbus TCP. The configuration of the protocol is made on the software, so you need to download the last version on our website. It's completely free, as you know, and you need only to choose the field bus. So with one code, so with the M1S, you have 4 different field bus protocols, and on the software, when the Mosaic M1S COM has to be connected through the IP address, what we do, we use the TCP IP layer of each protocol. For the EtherCAT is another stuff, so I'm going to explain also this, but we use the TCP IP layer of each protocol in order to communicate with the M1S COM. Okay, so everything that you are now able to do with the M1 and M1S with the USB, you will be able to do with the RJ45. And of course, if you use Modbus TCP or Ethernet IP, that is the default configuration, the module is in dynamic IP. Use the dynamic IP, so DHCP is active. So once you connect to the network, the module will use the same network address. Then you can change from dynamic to static to manual, and I will show you also how to do on the software. With Profinet, we will use the same Profinet rules. So if you connect to a PLC, for example, with Siemens, where the PLC is the master, the main master of the network, because remember, the M1S COM is always a slave of the network. Okay, so it's always a device of the network. So you always need a controller. So for example, with Profinet, it's always the PLC that is in charge to assign the name, and then after assigning the name, the PLC will assign also the IP address. So if you use a different IP address, and then the PLC will see the same name, the PLC will change the IP address if this is different. Okay, so you need to use the right and the same IP configuration on the MSD, so on the ReeR software, and on the PLC software. With the EtherCAT, it's a little bit different because everything related to the remote configuration, it's depending by the PLC. So if the PLC support the EOE, so the Ethernet over EtherCAT function, you can reach the M1S COM also with the virtual IP address that the PLC assigned to the M1S COM. If the PLC is not able to use this function, you will not reach the EtherCAT through the RJ45. So you must use the USB. This is valid only for EtherCAT, but is an EtherCAT law, let me say, an EtherCAT rule. So it's always the PLC that assigns this virtual IP. If the PLC is not able to use the EOE function, you will not reach through the RJ45. And as you can see in this presentation, as to be connected with the EtherCAT, the necessary network parameters will be set directly by the EtherCAT master. And then here you have new function. So the new networking function. And the network connections means that you already assign or you are using the module M1S COM in EtherCAT or Profinet or Modbus. Then you can use the network connection. And as you know, the M1S COM is a host of the network. So you need to choose the network interface of your PC and then clicking on device scanning. After clicking the device scanning, the software will scan all the IP address, all the MAC address of your network. And if the IP is assigned to the M1S COM and the MAC address is something related to ReeR, you will see in the list how many M1S COM you have in the network, and you will be able to connect. So this means that if you have different machines on a plant, and all of these machines are with M1S COM, for example, in Ethernet IP, okay, and you have a local network where you are able to access maybe through a VPN, you can monitor each M1S COM with different MSD session. So you can open different projects and see in real time monitoring what is happening.
So you can open more windows.
Yes.
More windows with MSD.
Yes, you can open more, or you can open one and check the first, check the second, and the third by scanning again the M1S COM list.
Okay.
Network.
So let's say I have only one MSD. I will scan. I will find one.
One or more.
Mosaic, yeah, but let's say I have one, then I choose that one and I will see it, and then I can have a look on it. If I have the right program, the right project in my computer, I can also check and monitor it.
Yes, it's the same as the USB, as we did before with the USB. So you can do also with M1 and M1S. But the M1S COM has this possibility through the RJ. So yes, so if you have the possibility to install a local network on the machine, and then you can connect through a VPN, you will be able to connect to the MSD with the software open, and you will see directly what is happening on that machine. Of course, you can also change the network parameters. There is a new icon, is an IP icon, and you can modify or send the new field bus parameters. You can do after the first connection, or you can do during the hardware configuration. As you know, you the first window of the software is used to in order to install the module. Okay. Then you have a new button. I will show you the new button with network parameter. It's the same, so you can change the network parameter of the module. And of course, same stuff as before. So real-time monitoring, simulation, everything is the same as before. So we add new field bus protocol and we use the TCP/IP layer of each protocol to do the remote connection. Okay, so that's it. So this is the overview. If you want, I can show you also, or no, if you want, I will show you this function on the software, so you will see where to reach this information. If you have question, you can send question, and maybe after the software view, I will answer to your question. So let me interrupt for the moment the sharing. Adesso posso. Vediamo, al massimo attacco il mio. Sì. Se puede. Yeah. Okay, so now you are able to see the software. So click on the new software here. Okay, so there is also something different. So you will choose between M1, M1S, and M1S COM. Okay. Here now we have only one firmware, but as I said before to you, or no, not to you, but someone asked for new function. I will tell you also new function that we will add with the new firmware release next year. But here, what you can choose. So you need to choose the field bus protocol here under the module, and then we have the button network parameter configuration. So network, as default configuration, you have the dynamic assignment of the IP. Then you can also choose between a manual. Okay, so you will insert all the data. For example, I don't know. Then the default gateway that basically is not used as to go on the internet. So the default gateway can be something like this. Maybe it's a PLC, or our network card is if the module is connected directly to the PC, to the computer. Then you can enable or not the field bus analog data. Okay. So that's
quite important, because when you use the analog input,
yes, you can
exchange the data of the analog input with the PLC or not. But they are a lot, so there are a lot of data related to the analog input. So choosing to share it with the PLC, you will make the protocol more heavy. So if not necessary, it's not really not a good idea to choose it. In effect, the default is not clicked.
Yes. So of course, if you are connected, you can also read and import the M1S COM network parameter to this configuration. So let's click OK.
So in the case you already programmed it.
Yes, yes. Non me la posso spostare. Ah, sì, aspetta, che sto cliccando io.
No, basta che ci tiri via così.
Okay. So let's click OK, and then you have the normal Mosaic configuration. Okay, and let's see. Okay. So new function, as you can see here. Voglio dare questa roba. Così. Okay. So here you have the channel selection. So if I click on this channel selection, you can choose between USB and network. Okay, now we are in Wi-Fi, so we are not connected directly to the same LAN network because we have different M1S com in our company. Tu non hai una porta RJ come non ce l'ho io? Sì,
No,
ce
però se
l'hai.
vuoi te la prendo.
No, ce l'hai la porta. Potremmo anche provare a collegarci. Però dovremmo avere un altro RG45.
La porta
Da qualche... Sì, no, dovrebbe esserci da qualche parte. Guarda nelle cose. Allora, niente. Però se no ci saremmo potuti collegare alla registrazione sulla Wi-Fi. The fact that we are on the Wi-Fi, now we are not on the LAN network of the company, but imagine that we are on the LAN connected to the LAN network of the company. So clicking on device scanning, and the software will start to scan devices.
From Wi-Fi, you cannot.
No, I cannot, because we have not the M1S com on this network interface. Yes, but you will see the IP address and the MAC address that the software is finding somewhere. Again, in this case, it's not possible, but I can also send some videos about what you can do. Differently, you can add manually. Okay. For example, and then you can test. Okay, so now we are not on this network, but if the test is okay, so now the test is failed, but if the test is okay, the IP address and the MAC, so the module will appear here, and then by clicking on OK, you will be able to connect. So this is not possible in this moment, but you will have the same function of the USB by using the RJ45 and connection, change the network parameters here, reset, send configuration, read schematic reading, and graphical monitor as standard monitor with the list, and another new stuff with the M1S COM. When you use this schematic reading, and I think that all of you that already know this function, you know that if you do the schematic reading from an M1 or an M1S, after the schematic reading, everything is different. So when you do the reading, the module will, so the project will be different without any notes, without any comment, with different connection, different ether pages with the XXX, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, based on the connection. So the module inside will change something in order to be more easy to read and to process. With the M1S COM and the new release firmware of the M1S always next year, you will be able to read the project as you build it. So once you click on reading, the software is stored inside the memory of the module. And so all the nodes, all the connections, so the same project that you have in your PC, on your PC, you will read in the same way. So nothing changed, same connections, same comments, same descriptions, and everything. So this is a new feature because we have more resource to use for the schematic reading. So I think that this is a good feature for the M1S COM. So
I do have a question.
Yes, please.
Yes, and the memory is the same.
Yes, the memory is the same, but the main problem with the schematic reading was that if you click on schematic reading on the M1 or on the M1S, the project, the software is the same, but it's different. So you are not able to understand the connection, understand the comments, because all the comments are not present in the schematic reading. With the M1S COM, you have the project installed inside, stored inside the memory of the M1S COM. So once you read, you will see the same layer that you did in the same project that you did in offline.
And is also if you save it in the memory card.
Yes.
So
because the memory
is able to store all the information.
Yes, because the memory is stored in the project, and then the project is stored inside the M1S COM once you download for the first time. And other stuff, for example, new. I'm going to build a simple project here. Oh. Sì, dopo ho detto ne facciamo dopo. Il rapporto ci manca poi anche. Ok. So click on validation. Validation is okay. Also a new report. It's more understandable, let me say. So project report with the project name, user, company date, CRC, configuration with a view of the module, with the drawings of the module, cycle time, the firmware, safety information, used resource as a table, and electric diagram that is not a list as the previous module, the previous MSD, because this is a new features also with the MSD software. So it's not related to the M1S COM, but the new version of MSD was born with the M1S COM. So some stuff changed. So we have the items, the properties here, the connection, and for example, dependence on inputs. If I no, tu non puoi cliccarci, non so perché. So you will see all the features, all the properties, and if I here insert a description on the block, I will see also the description. Then we have the Ethernet IP communication. So the data are pretty the same as the new mapping with the new field bus module. So you will have 4 bytes, so 32 bits of field bus input. Then you will have all the Mosaic status, Mosaic M1S COM inputs. For start input byte are new function block that I will show you now. Field bus input feedback, the probes, and USSD status. So pretty much the same as before. accept the new restart input. I will show you the new restart input. The explicit message, so the diagnostic of the module, the format, so pretty much the same, but it's easier to read the report. So you have also the index here. So if I need the mapping, I can click on this index, and now I have the mapping without scrolling all the report. As I said, new restart, yeah, new inputs here. So again, share. So as you know, with the M1S and the M1, you can choose between checking or not the feedback. For example, you have pin 7 here, and this label, this pin is used to check the feedback, or to use the manual reset of the module by using these pins. But for example, I want to do the same stuff, but using a logic, using something different. Now I have the restart input. So allows the use of a restart feedback not configured by an output as a single or generic input. So is a single input where I can use the feedback pins. So if you need, you have more than 8 inputs. You have 12 inputs. Because you can use as a standard input, single channel, but as a standard input.
So you are using the feedback input, so the pin 7.
Yes, for example, to do something like this.
But you can use it as a standard input.
Yes. I can do something like this.
Oh, okay.
Of course, this means that I will not use the external K monitoring.
And of course, not also
the
restart.
Because the feedback pin is already assigned to the external K monitoring. Okay, so it depends on what you need, but if you are not checking this feedback directly on the pin 7, but maybe you will use a different pin and use the, I don't know,
or you are not using it at all. For example,
or yes,
if it is a signal that digital signal that is not driving a relay. So if it is not driving a relay, you don't need to do a feedback.
Yes, and you have 4 more inputs. Yes, single channel inputs, but yes, no, the validation is okay.
Okay, before the validation was failing because you try to use
yes.
the pin 7 also in 2 different ways.
Yes.
Or one or the other.
And of course, you can use this feedback as a feedback inputs, as a restart input, so normal inputs, as a reset input for that output, as a status output, so different way to use the reset inputs. And as you know, on the new release firmware.
Hey, stop. This is very important because the pin can be used as an input or as a status output.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is not obvious for everybody.
Yeah, this function was born with the M1S.
Yes.
So, but let me say that you can use 4 pins of the module as an input or as output, status output. Okay, so
it is really completely free, not only status output or feedback input or restart input, but really input as it is.
Yes, and it's yellow, so it's evaluable. Yes.
But it is single. You cannot put it together.
No.
To have a eSpay input, for example.
No, you need to do all the. Yeah, you can build something like this. You can, but you need to build with the logic. So you will use different operators, so maybe they are not enough to build all the software. And basically that's it. I see 4 questions, so I will answer the questions, but basically this is the new M1S COM with a new feature. So again, channel selection with you can choose between USB and network connection, setting the IP address and use multiple field bus. So, and change also the network parameters. Okay.
That was mainly the same setting you can do with the bus.
Yes, with the bus configurator.
Bus configurator.
Yes. In a different colors, but yes.
Okay, but now embedded in the main program, because the bus configurator is embedded with more features in the main.
Yes. So you have to think M1S with new features plus the field bus interface attached inside one case and with 4 different field bus. Once more, the EtherCAT matter. So on network parameter, on EtherCAT, I cannot write anything because the IP address is assigned from the EOE function on the PLC.
So all the settings are.
Yes, because it's a virtual IP address. Okay, it's not assigned physically to this MAC address.
So still you can have more than one Mosaic M1S COM in the same network.
Yes, but the PLC must be able to assign IP address 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Okay.
With the other field bus, I can do the assignment, the previous assignment on the software here. And then if this assignment will match with the PLC assignment, everything is okay. With the EtherCAT, the assignment is only on the PLC. So I cannot assign anything because it's an EtherCAT rule.
But you can read it. So once
I can read once
the PLC assigns it, you can read it, and then you can choose what to see from the PLC, from the PC. If one of the different if there are many M1S COM, you can choose which one.
Yeah, of course, the rule is the same. You can read many, but the PLC must be able to assign the address. Of course, if you change the configuration, the network, the field bus, the interface on the report, you will see a different way to integrate inside the software. So now you will see.
Senza cavetto è impossibile attaccarsi a quello di Mauro.
Beh, di là no, non bisogna del cavo. Vabbè, ma piuttosto mandiamo un piccolo video come cosa del webinar dove vi faccio vedere questo si fa così.
Perché no? Anche perché noi non l'abbiamo registrato.
No, infatti. So you will see the assignment, the PDO assignment here. So the mapping is always the same, but there are different ways to integrate inside a PLC. Okay. So let's see the questions. So begin to say, the 2 Ethernet ports work in the same way. Yes. Of course, this is valid for Ethernet IP, Profinet, and Modbus TCP, because in EtherCAT configuration, you have in and out. But if you use one of between Ethernet IP, Profinet, and Modbus, the ports are the same. So it's like a switch. DNS1 and DNS2 is used just to, it depends on the network. So if you use DNS, in your local network, in your network, you need to insert DNS. But if you're not using the DNS inside your your network, you don't need to configure it, so you can leave empty or 0 or empty, better. Are you going to deploy pages, features like in SIG, Flexi, Soft Device? So the software in pages, yes, I can say yes, because I have a beta version of the software with the pages. I'm not sure if I can share something with you.
L'MSD beta.
No, non è quello. Fammi vedere, non sono sicurissimo perché è una 191, ce l'ho sul mio PC. Posso collegarlo, volendo. Sì, no.
Allora, c'è un'altra domanda di Robert.
Okay. So yes, we are going to deploy next year. Everything is on next year. So we will also deploy the new MSD with pages. So you can choose between using the free layer, the free sheet, like here, like you can see here, and the multi-pages. So you can also assign the name of the pages using the interpage to connect the operator from one to other pages. Then in the future, do you intend to implement monitoring of speed, AGV, ARM? So on Monday, yes, Monday, I was on the R&D department upstairs, and they showed me the new AGV function. So you will be able to, based it on the speed, based it on the direction, based it on all the data of AGV, you will be able also to change, for example, areas on analysis scanner. So yes, we will implement also this function. But you will see.
We can say that the speed monitoring is possible now.
Yes.
Yeah, because the speed monitoring is one of the modules you can add to Mosaic. Then what is important with the AGV is that depending on the speed and depending on the direction, you have to select the right area on the laser scanner. And this is the function Giuseppe was speaking about. Yeah. So reading information coming from the speed and the different kind of information depending on the position of the AGV, we can give to the AGV the information about which area it has to choose in that moment. So yes, this is a function we are developing in this moment.
Again, what is DNS1 and DNS? It's used when you it's used depending on your network. So DNS is the domain name server, so it's something related to the network. Is it possible to implement motor zero speed detection? The zero speed is something that we already.
It is one of the functions of the speed monitoring.
Yeah, it's one of the functions of speed monitoring. So if you add, I will show you here, speed control. We have the standstill.
That is
when the speed is 0. So you already have this function. You can already use. Of course, you have to use the MV module for the speed control. We have connected maximum tram units are going to extend these features ahead. 3 main units.
There is not this limit. We can connect more of them using the network function. The limit is mainly the response time, but there is not a real limit.
Robert, maybe if you mean 3 main units together, like a network, a local network, is something different from the Ethernet meaning of a network. Okay, because we have the network function, and with the network function, you can manage reset and stop of the modules. And of course, you can connect up to 10 modules. But if you are talking about the network, but Ethernet network, you can connect
as many
as you need.
Yeah.
How is M1S COM availability on the market?
It is available.
It is available.
It is available. The difficulty is that we cannot assemble too many because we have not enough microprocessor to assemble enough M1S COM. But as many microprocessor we have, as many M1S COM we produce.
So it's a matter of amount of components. But yes, it's available. Guys, are there any plans to connect different mosaics in a safe way via the Ethernet port? So network functions, blocks, but yes, it's something that we must decide. So can we exchange data between different main units by using our safety protocol? So we have to build something, or can we exchange something through, I don't know, maybe FSOE or ProfiSafe or ChipSafe by using the M1S COM as a master of the safety network? It's something that we have to decide, but yes, we are planning something in this way.
Not now, not in the next
No,
year.
of course, we have the M1S COM, yes, is available, but is a new module. So we have also to see the market request, evaluate them, and then we can choose. But we have this plan for the future. I have tested it recently, but it's very good.
Okay.
But
good.
for molecular speed machine, yes, we will add, Robert, this feature. What is the approximate lead time for M1S COM module?
This is so today every one of our products they have more or less 6-month delivery time. This is the simple truth. For M1S COM can be a little bit worse because the availability of the components. Yeah, but this is more or less the situation of the components and the production. 6 months plus something maybe for M1S COM.
Okay, Robert, there is something that is raising the hand. Massimo, Diren. Diren, if you want to ask something, you can ask.
Anche Gregor.
Yes. No. Gregor, if you want to say something. And glielo chiesto. Ok.
Abbiamo ancora
Massimo.
16 domande, guarda, sono aumentate a morte, sono le stesse forse.
Credo che siano...
Perché non le abbiamo zottate.
Ah, ok. MZ software. How to use resource allocation.
What does it mean?
Okay. View the allocated resource. Means that you can see what you have available with your modules, so with your hardware configuration and what you are using.
So more or less means how many modules you have connected, and so how many input output you are available from one side, and the other side, what are you really using? So connected.
Yes. So what we are using, what we are.
So the white one is what is available.
Yes.
The checked one, it is what is used, and the gray one, it is what is not available because there is not the module connected.
Yeah. Yes, what is available, but what you are not able to use because you have not the module.
Nothing connected.
And the same for MSD software, and the same for MSD. Yes, this is a function that you can use.
Casetta-san. Hello, Ryu-san.
Daniel, yes, I showed before the reset input. So you can use the feedback pin as a standard input like this, or as a status. So pin 7 that you normally use for the manual reset, maybe. So you can choose between 3 different configurations. So now I'm not able to use because it's already taken, but I can choose between different functions. I can use as a reset input, so a normal input. I can use as a status output, or I can use with the integrated function of manual reset or external K monitoring on an OSSD.
One of the 3, eh?
Yes, one of the 3. Okay, Ryu.
Okay, goodbye, Ryu.
Goodbye. Thank you for your time.
Ora sono in Giappone.
Sì, insomma.
5:40. Okay. Some more questions, please. Okay, so if no more question, I think we can close the web meeting.
How about the safety level to use the feedback reset into one input?
Output. As an output is a status output.
It's a status output. So the status output here, you can use in application that require maximum seal 1 or performance level C.
So all the status output of Mosaic, no matter if they are the one connected to the output or if they are the one of the Mosaic output status logic blocks modules, they are performance level C. Okay, va bene. Ciao, Karel.
Thank you, Karel. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Daniel. Feedback, and it's what we did on the software.
That's the example that Giuseppe did just before. That's a safety input. This one.
This one.
No. Daniel, I think it is Daniel Shu.
I think yes. Interrupt. This is sharing.
Ah, non li ho messi lì, però.
Sì.
Va bene, direi che possiamo chiudere.
Yeah. So for this training is enough.
I hope.
Ok, passiamo il messaggio.
Ok, tu sì. Non ci sono altre domande.
I think that if there are no more questions, we can close. We can end this this training, this webinar. Of course, if you have questions, you can ask to Walter, to me, to after sales department, and we will be glad to answer, to send you some examples project. Of course, we have examples also of about the integration inside PLCs, of course, main PLCs. So Arlen Bradley for Ethernet IP, EtherCAT with backup, Profinet with Siemens, Modbus TCP IP with PC or codices or whatever you need. Thank you.
Yes,
Jerome.
Jerome, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So,
okay, that's it. So thank you to everybody. I see that we have been able to record the webinar, you see. So maybe we can save it and share it to whom could be in need for it.
yes, yes. Let me say
there are some more questions. No.
Thank you, Walter.
No. Okay, only.
For 6 month delivery, we have time to learn about the.
Yes.
Yes.
You are right.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you to everybody and goodbye.